Welcome into this week's Triumph Spotlight, and we have a special guest, a returnee. It's Emma Lemley. Virginia Tech softball's ace, is a senior star pitcher for Virginia Tech, number 17 team in the nation, and she's had a hot start to the year. A perfect start to the year. 4 no-hitters in back-to-back perfect games. Not too bad if you ask me. So, Emma Lemley joins us next in this week's edition of the Triumph Spotlight. Today's show is brought to you by Triumph NIL. Triumph NIL is a unique and experienced sports marketing agency specialized in building custom names, images, and likeness partnerships for student athletes with members of the business community and fans. Visit Triumph NIL to learn more and subscribe to support Virginia Tech NIL. All right, some introductions are underway for this edition of the Triumph Spotlight. Kyle Marshak, Sam Musto, Nick Brown behind there. Of course, Emma Lemley, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
Well, I would congratulate you on that no-hitter against Liberty, but you have 2 perfect games this year. So what's worth celebrating for you this year?
I mean, the no-hitter was honestly probably a little bit more exciting, just because we were playing at Liberty. I'm from Lynchburg, and so my whole family was there. Friends were there. Some of my old teachers were there. So that was super exciting. Yeah.
What was it like getting to experience that with everyone there?
It was awesome. I mean, I had some family members that was their first game that they had ever been to. And so it was really cool to like do it for them. Like, I don't know, every time I play at Liberty, honestly, it might be my second favorite place to play other than Tech, just because I have so much family that comes to those games. And I don't know, I can just really feel their energy. So it's awesome.
Well, as you say on your podcast for Triumph NIL, you've really been slaying the game so far this year. I was watching your guys' podcast last night. It just feels like you are having the most fun you've ever had playing softball. Is that a correct assumption?
Yeah, no, 100%. I think, especially last year, the first few weekends were not the best for me. I thought I had the yips. And after that, I kind of was just on who cares? Okay, whatever. I'm going to have fun. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to have fun every single pitch. And I think that's really carried over into my senior year of, like, this is my last year, unless, we get that 5th year maybe. But it's my last year, and so I just want to have no regrets for this last year. Just go out and have the best time on every single pitch. Yeah.
What's helping you with this team having like so much fun? Like, so we can all see it see it at the games, see it on social media.
Yeah.
What about this team clicks so well?
I don't even know where to start. I guess I'll start in the bullpen. Like, all 6 of us in the bullpen we are so close. Like, Cassie and Sophie are 2 of my best friends. We hang out together a lot. We take Sonic trips after practice sometimes. Just everybody is so supportive from the bullpen standpoint, and that's like such a big thing because we're all competing for the same spot, and to have 5 people behind you that also want the best for you, like, it really helps when you're out there on the mound. And then just like the whole team. I mean, Zoe Yeager has caught me every game I've thrown so far this year. And I don't know. I feel like I just have like that special like pitcher catcher bond with her that has developed this year. And I mean, just, I don't know, everyone just gets along so well this year, and it's really fun.
Is there anything that you and Zoe do in particular to kind of foster that battery relationship?
I wouldn't say in particular, but I would say one thing that Zoe does really well that I appreciate as a pitcher is she communicates with me really well. And she's honest with me if I miss a pitch, or if we should have gotten the strike call. I'll look at her and I'm like, where did I miss that? And she's like, yeah, it was a little up. Okay, whatever. And if somebody gets a big hit off me, I was like, did I really get that ball up, or was that right down the middle? And she'll just be like, it was kind of middle. You kind of need to get that up. Okay. But after every win, the pitcher and catcher always give each other a hug, and I can always just tell, like, in those perfect games and in the no-hitter last night, like on the last pitches, I can just like see it on her face of like, come on, one more pitch, let's go. And so it's just been, I just feel so comfortable pitching to her.
I actually wanted to talk about that a little bit, because you've thrown 3 no-hitters this season, 2 of which have been perfect games. That means you have 4 career no-hitters, because you had one against Longwood in 2022. And now, as someone with a lot of experience with no-hitters and perfect games, do you have like a go-to like no-hitter perfect game celebration? Like, what are you thinking that through in advance at all, or is it just all instinct?
I feel like it's all instinct. Okay, so for those 3 games, I knew the whole time what I had going. I didn't want to think about it too much, but it was kind of just in the back of my mind the whole time. And I think all 3 of them ended on strikeouts. And so I don't know, I kind of just had that like fuel behind it of like, okay, one more pitch. It was probably like 3 mile an hour faster than the rest of the pitches. But I think yesterday especially was a little bit more hype than I usually get for a strikeout. They got a picture of me like midair, like screaming, which usually I don't do that. But yeah, I think it's just pure instinct. That energy is just being released.
Have you paid attention to MLB spring training at all? Because there's that pitcher that's going viral right now. What's his name? Jeffrey Yan, I think. I think he's a Mariners pitcher.
I think Sarah, my teammate Sarah, I think she sent me.
I think she wants you to hit the splits on the circle.
Yes. She was like, you should do this. And I was like, Coach Pete would kill me if I did that. I was
He probably would.
Coach Pete would take me out of there so fast. And then our trainer, Kristen, would be like, do not get hurt. Do not get hurt.
That would be a terrible way to get hurt. But to be fair, right? After throwing a no-hitter or a perfect game, you pull a hamstring or something hitting the splits. I think it was a pretty good reason.
Might be kind of worth it.
Yeah. I think it's a pretty good reason.
What are they going to do to you?
They rest you for a couple of weeks. You go back out. You throw another no-hitter, and they're like, all right, we'll let it slide.
I'll have to talk that through with Pete. I don't know.
So 4 years under Coach Pete DeMore has obviously built a great program, and you've kind of bridge the gap between learning from Rochard to now being in that role of one of those, all-time upper echelon Hokie softball pitchers. Is it weird to be that senior, to be that role model now? Like, time flies.
Yeah, I mean, time really has gone by like too fast since I've been a freshman. And I feel like there's been so many changes since I have been a freshman. I've had 2 different pitching coaches since then. There was an NCAA rule change, but not before I had to change the whole way that I pitched. But then I had to go back to the way I normally pitch. But I feel like having Keely there that first year really gave me an advantage to just learn kind of like what it takes to be in this position now. I feel like I had that from a very early start freshman year, and I think that without her guidance, I wouldn't have made it through all of the adversity and all the changes that I've gone through in these past 4 years. So, I mean, I guess one good thing came out of COVID. Thank you for bringing me Keely Rochard to help me that freshman year. Yeah.
On a similar note, like, how have you seen your role evolve now as a senior in a leadership and much more of a leadership role? It's you and Bree Peck, Rachel Castine, and Corey McMillan. Yeah. How have you guys stepped up and filled that leadership role? I
mean, in our exit meetings last spring, Coach Pete kind of warned us, just told us like, hey, you guys are seniors now, like, do what you have to keep everyone in line and stuff. And it's not like we're like drill sergeants out there. I mean, I like to think that we're pretty open seniors of, we get along with our class just as well as we get along with the freshmen. But kind of just, I think Coach Pete Moore wants us to kind of just lead by example, and to take on that senior role of, okay, people expect more of you if you're a senior, and that's totally fine with all of us as seniors. We're willing to kind of step into that role and have people kind of look to us, try to not make it as big of a deal as it might seem, but yeah, kind of just keep doing the things we are doing. We're allowed to be a little bit more vocal as seniors, but for the most part, just by example, just try to get everybody on board.
The storyline coming into this season, you guys graduated 40 home runs. So, what adjustments did you in particular make in the offseason, then the team overall?
Yeah, I mean, our seniors last year that graduated, they're kind of an irreplaceable class. Like, they are so good. Actually, we just saw Emma Ritter last night at Liberty, so that was fun. But I think mostly in the off season, for me and the whole team, we had the skill set. We really just focused on kind of the mental side of the game, because I mean, we're still hitting home runs. Our freshmen came in ready to go. Our sophomore class has really stepped up. Everybody was really willing in the off season to, just get into better shape. Everybody passed their run tests with flying colors. So that was really nice when we came back. But it was really just the mental side of it that we thought needed kind of stepped up a little bit. And so Coach Pete had us, or still has us, meet with it's an ex-Navy SEAL, Jason Kuhn. He came in right after we ran the run test. Then we had a 2-hour meeting with him. And then the next day, we spent about 4 hours in Beamer Barn. It was 14 degrees and snowing really hard outside. And he put us through Navy SEAL training, very watered down, but okay. It was still hard for us. And so we just work with him on the confidence side, the kind of kill or be killed mentality when we're out there on the field. And so I think that has made the biggest difference of kind of making up for that senior leadership that we lost last year. Yeah.
I want to build on a little bit what you just, where you're talking about the freshmen. You've got 2 freshmen in the top of the lineup for most of these games, Jaden Jones and Jordan Lynch, on top of Sophie Kleiman, who you mentioned earlier, transfer from Indiana. How have those newcomers been critical to what you guys have been doing early in the season? I
mean, Jaden and Jordan, they were on it from pitch one. I think both of them, I think all the freshmen, especially them, kind of came in this year wanting to prove that they're good enough to make it in this lineup. They're good enough to help us, get to Oklahoma, get to meeting all of our goals. And same with Sophie. Actually, funny thing about Sophie and I, we're the same exact person. And also, if you look at our stats from last year, basically same ERA, same number of walks, same number of innings pitched. We are so similar, but we throw totally different stuff. So she's a righty drop ball pitcher. I'm a righty rise ball pitcher. And so we work really well together. And I think having Sophie come in was, honestly, it was just the perfect mix that we needed. Cause now we have Maz, who's a lefty drop ball pitcher. Then Sophie's a righty drop ball pitcher. Cassie is a lefty changeup rise ball pitcher, and I'm a righty rise ball pitcher. So we have one of everything, literally. So no matter what situation, I feel that was the key to unlocking our bullpen,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you talked in your last podcast about the bullpen culture, also the bullpen catchers too. Could you tell us a little bit about what their deal is? Because you guys said that they were pretty funny.
They are hilarious. So they actually just traveled with us for the first time yesterday. They have a TikTok page for us. And after every win, they edit together videos of us dancing and they post them to some funny audio. But they are just James, Zach, and Jamie. They are just so funny. In the bullpens, I don't know, they just kind of help to keep the mood light. In practice, just, they do whatever also our coaches need them to, whether it's bullpen catching. They've learned to kind of the analytical side of it, taking down stats and stuff like that with Megan. Yeah, they are so funny. We've always had really good bullpen catchers. Will and Brendan, last year they had been there for 4 years. They were awesome. So I think we have a pretty good reputation for good managers.
That's pretty sweet.
So you've got a 5-game stretch in Salem this weekend at the Moyer Sports Complex, just renovated and just reopened. The town of Salem put a lot of money into it. Yeah. You're from Lynchburg, outside Lynchburg. Did you ever play in that complex in travel ball as a kid?
All the time, yeah.
What do you remember about it?
Well, I mean, since they've redone it, looks the same, but also it is so nice now. Like you can tell they put a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of heart into that. Like it looks great. But I think I've been playing there since I was 11, maybe, since I joined my first travel ball team. That was like the place to go in Virginia. So I mean, I think every travel ball team I was on, I played at Moyer a lot, especially with the Stars. I was on the Stars for I think about 6 years, and we played there multiple times. So very fond memories of that place. I think I hit my first home run there. Throwback to 12U, but
Well, I mean, that's kind of like your home opener, you could say.
Yeah.
So you guys looking forward to what should be a good home crowd over in Salem?
Yeah, I definitely. I think we're going to be able to pull in a lot of Hokie fans. Corey and I just went and talked to the Roanoke Valley Sports Club, and we know a lot of them said that they were going to try to come to some games. It's supposed to be kind of nice this weekend, so hopefully we can get a pretty good crowd. Yeah.
Well, let's pivot now that we've broken down all the softball to get to know you a little bit more. When I heard that we were going to have you on, I was pumped because you and I have had like 1 or 2 classes together. I know that you're a bright personality, and I wanted you to talk about your Triumph podcast and just Triumph NIL in general and how they've empowered you in your time in Blacksburg. Yeah,
I mean, them giving us the ability to start this podcast has been so fun. Just honestly, just a way to kind of get the fans to know a different side of us rather than just who we are on the field, because I feel like I'm totally different on the field than I am just, off the field. But it's been a great way also just to kind of get to know our teammates a little bit better. Sometimes we don't exactly have the most time to just talk about our days. So that has been really cool. And I know that friends and family have said that they really enjoy it. But also, I mean, Triumph has helped me to make a lot of connections in the community, especially just kind of getting out and doing like community events like with the Special Olympics or the Ronald McDonald House. Those have been really extra special to me, just making connections and getting to see some of the kids that we work with sometimes. It's been really fun.
Getting into some fun questions a little bit. You guys spend the first few weeks of the season always on the road, and between a lot of bus time.
Yeah.
I think you guys flew to LSU.
Yeah.
A lot of time just sitting around. I want to know, how do you guys pass the time on the bus trips? Like, what does a Virginia Tech softball bus look like?
We love karaoke. It's kind of what our freshmen have to do. They have to put on noise canceling headphones, and we pick a song for them to sing, and they have to sing it on the bus for everybody. So that was really fun. They actually all had a really fun time with it, but we all love karaoke. We really love Among Us. We play a lot of Among Us. Last year especially, we played it a lot.
That's crazy. Among Us is not really that popular of a game anymore.
I know. Yeah, we play a lot of Among Us.
Who's the best imposter?
I can tell you who's the worst. Ani got ratted out a lot. Poor Ani. Honestly, even sometimes when she wasn't the imposter, she still gets ratted out. They're like, it was yellow. It was Ani. I swear I saw her. She's
just a suspect personality.
Yeah.
Just her yellow character on Among Us just always looks suspect.
Yeah. So we love that. We play a lot of music on the bus. And stuff like that. So we're a very musical team, I guess you could say.
I can't let the karaoke thing slide. So what's your go-to karaoke song, and who's the best at it?
Ooh, the team honestly has been kind of into Wicked, especially at the beginning of the season. And so we had Nora sing Defying Gravity, which she killed it. Although our bus driver did turn off the microphone because she was so loud. Anything Wicked. We were loving Wicked. I can't remember what other songs. I mean, we love country music on our bus. It's kind of a weird mix, but also like we'll play like rock and like dad rock, I guess you could call it, is a lot of what's played on
Divorce
our
dad
bus.
rock. Yeah, divorce dad rock is
Yeah,
great.
that's our lift music. That's our bus music.
Yeah, some Creed, some Nickelback.
Yep.
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 Yeah, Sam, you strike me as a divorce dad rock guy.
There's a lot you don't know about me, Kyle.
What do you listen to, Sam?
Okay, this is a podcast of its own. I listen to very little music, which I acknowledge is weird, and again, a topic
I'll
worthy
admit
of
that is
a whole other
kind of
podcast.
weird.
Yeah, no, I'll be the first to admit it.
So you don't really listen to music at all?
It's like all podcasts.
Okay. So when
Okay,
you're doing work, you
valid.
just have a podcast on.
I can only work in like total silence. When I'm on the bus, it's like always a podcast.
Okay.
Wow.
That's interesting.
I know it's weird, but
That's
I get it. I get it.
well,
yeah.
Emma's not going to judge you. So, yeah, road trips with the team sound really fun. I'll admit to you, Carter and I are traveling, as the radio crew for this, series down in Salem.
Yeah.
And we were, trying to work with you guys and possibly getting on the bus. We know you guys are, jam packed on the bus, so we weren't able to. And now I'm kind of, no offense, kind of glad that I don't have to, because odds are you guys are going to make us sing some karaoke.
Yeah. We might
And
have.
I just don't really feel like quite doing that in front of the team just yet. So I'm not sure but if I had to, right, what would you make Carter and I sing?
Ooh. I feel like a duet would be good for you guys. Maybe Gotta Go My Own Way from High School Musical
That's excellent.
too.
That is an excellent pick.
I think that would be great for you guys.
So another Tech Sideline member, Rob, him and I actually sang that song as Hug Leaders. You remember the Hug Leaders from freshman year? Him and I sang that song as Hug Leaders together last semester in front of the whole class, last class. But yeah, so what was I going to ask? I had one more thought on road trips. Yeah, I don't know. I'm drawing a blank.
That's all good.
There's so much to absorb in terms of the road trips and what you guys do in your free time too. So it's just the Among Us, just the karaoke and stuff like that.
A lot of homework. A lot of homework.
That's
Especially
riveting.
those 8-hour bus rides. It's like, all right, try to get as much done as you can. We all take our little motion sickness pills right when we get on the bus, and it's work until you can't anymore.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, you guys have 5 teams coming in for that Hokie invite. You start with Villanova, Penn State, Radford, JMU, all teams that you guys are familiar with. Although, have you played Villanova in your 4 years here in Blacksburg?
Other than Radford, I don't think we've played any of those teams since I've been here, which is crazy that we haven't played JMU, but yeah, I don't think we've played any of those teams.
Gotcha. All right. Well, what are you looking forward to in terms of the competition?
Well, one thing, I have a lot of friends on JMU that I actually haven't seen in a good while. A lot that I play travel ball with. So I'm excited to finally play against them and see them. But I mean, Villanova and Penn State are pretty good teams. I mean, JMU's been pretty good. Radford's coming up. The Fagans are doing a great job with them. I'm excited to see the Fagans too. That'll be exciting. But I mean, I think none of these games will be easy, and I love that. We love the competition and just keeping our game sharp, having to come out and we say be a dog every single game, and then having Villanova back to back. That'll be, I mean, any doubleheader is a challenge. And Villanova is a really good team. They have a pretty good freshman pitcher, I believe. And so those will be 2 really good games. So yeah, I'm excited for those.
So the blank that I was drawing on came back to me. Speaking of music, and this will be my last question for you about music. You talked in your podcast about how your last perfect game, I think, the music in between innings is what really got you going.
It was great.
Chaperone,
Yep.
And not Lady Gaga, but Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga, yes.
Big difference. Big difference. So on a final note, what music do you hope to hear in Salem to get you pumped up?
If I was in charge of the playlists, it would be all really girly pop music. That's mainly what I listen to personally. I'm not the biggest fan of the divorced dad rock, but I can get down to it. It's fine. But I'm really big. I love Taylor Swift, love Chapel Roan, love Sabrina Carpenter. The main pop girlies. My walkout song is gonna be Von Dutch by Charlie XCX this year. So, and then probably Ready for It by Taylor Swift, because that's been it for my whole year. But
Gotcha.
But yeah, any type of girly pop music, I love it.
Yeah. Well, you don't have to be a divorced dad to like divorced dad rock, but it is an acquired taste. So we appreciate your time on set today, Emma. You're one of the brightest personalities in the team, and the team looks great so far. So good luck.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you, Emma. All right, well, for Emma Lemley and Sam Musto, I'm Kyle Marshak, and we'll catch you guys in our following edition of the Triumph Spotlight.